Hey everyone, Skull902 here once again for the finale of Sonic's run in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We just beat Sky Sanctuary Zone. You see Mecha Sonic being all electrified there. He's not quite done yet, because, we didn't see him explode, so, um, but yeah, now we get this nice little cutscene of Sonic running along in the crumbling ruins of Sky Sanctuary as we make our way to the dreaded, fucking awful, devastating Death Egg. Let's get into this. And actually, you can see Sonic's fire shield in the very corner there when he jumps up, which I find kind of funny. But yeah. We are definitely in the home stretch now. This is the final bit. The Death Egg has launched, and it's much more than a hallway and two bosses. Like it was in Sonic 2. This one's got a bunch of traps like that fucking electric floor there. That for some reason, when the lightning strikes up, the electric shield doesn't fucking protect you from. I know I complained about this way back in the first part, but what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all, fuckers. But yeah, so it's got a lot more traps, and it's definitely befitting of a final zone for sure. It's I'd say more fair than Scrap Brain Zone, and it's definitely like more fair than Metropolis Zone. So it's the most balanced of the three sort of mechanical zones. The most balanced of the three mechanical zones in Sonic 1, 2, and this game. So that you got that going for it. You got a lot of things to spin you around, and like you'll turn upside down at some points, and oh man, just a lot of stuff to fuck you up. But so speaking of turning upside down and whatnot, we'll see that mechanic more so in Act 2. I don't remember really if it's in Act 1, but in Act 2 like there are these switches and like transport tubes, I guess, that will, make you go upside down. It reverses the gravity. And something interesting about that is pressing down still makes you duck. It's not the opposite way for up and down. And the reason why that is because Sonic Team apparently surveyed a bunch of people, and I guess those that they surveyed said that it just felt better to use the down button to duck. So that's why that's there. This particular platform here will change direction when you jump on it, so you gotta be careful there when you're riding on it like this. But I've got the electric shield, so I'll be all right as long as those fucking bits of lightning don't come up. Which again, what the fuck? This part can throw people off, and I can definitely see why, because you've got to keep bouncing on the green switches. I'm gonna call them switches. They're more like buttons. Bounce on the green buttons, they turn red. And I was lucky here that I got a pretty good shot at it each time, but the room is it's like Sonic is magnified to the back end of it near the exit. So you've got to make sure that when you're taking out the front buttons that you're not straying too far, because then you'll get sucked in and whatnot. There's no real way to get trapped in there. It's just kind of annoying. Also, that room has kind of a glitch to it, where sometimes it'll happen when you're going out of it. It'll fling you out too fast, and you just get crushed for no reason. So that's a thing. This mini boss, I had the electric shield, so I thought I would try to play it legit, but no. I've never been able to figure out the strategy for this guy. Like, legit because, I don't know, I just, it's another case of wanting to take my time on it, or whatever, you know what I mean? Just wanted to make this go as quick as possible. This part right here looks fucking impossible. I'm sorry, but it just does. So, yeah, so, and now here I tried to save the sign, but I don't think it's quite gonna work. The sign's gonna fall to the floor, to the abyss below, when the floor breaks here. So sad. It's the last time that you get a sign, too. I'm so sorry, sign. It was, like, right off, like, 1 pixel away. Would have saved it, too. Fuck. But yeah, I guess that just demonstrates how bad of a hero I am. Something, actually, to get off the track of Death Egg for a moment. I should have mentioned this last part. Just very briefly, I'll say, they brought Sky Sanctuary back for Sonic Generations. Love that level. But, like, apparently, there's this huge thing with the Sonic fanbase and colors of things for some godforsaken reason. And, like, people people complaining about Generations were like, oh, Sky Sanctuary's too white. And I was like, really? Because, like, of all the things to complain about, you know, in the Sonic franchise, the color of Sky Sanctuary, I mean, come on now. Come on. It's not yellow, so it's not our childhood. Same people complaining about Sonic's green eyes, presumably. What a bunch of silly willies, am I right? What a bunch of silly willies. So, that's just what I wanted to say about that. Perhaps I should have said that more so near the beginning, but as you saw back there, the gravity switchers, and I guess it goes through some of the hallways too, but, you know, be careful. Be careful when you're upside down, because sometimes that can fuck you up. Like, I think I've gotten used to it, you know, when I get to Death Egg Zone, but others may be a little more susceptible to its effects. Even then, sometimes I still get screwed up by my directions and everything like that. Just, you know, just be careful. Like I said, just be absolutely careful. Wow. 826,000 points. I was, you know, to say something about this run, I was, like, absolutely amazed by this run, and that's actually why I uploaded all of the non-commentary parts to Super Chaos Comms, because, again, like I've mentioned, I didn't die throughout this entire thing, and I was very proud of that fact. So, like, because there have been runs before where I just did horrible at the game, and like thinking back to particular times now, like Christmas Day 2013, before I ever beat the game, like I got this close. I was in Death Egg Zone, and then I got a game over, because I still wasn't like too experienced with the Sonic and Knuckles half, so you know. And I got the game over, and I'm surprised I didn't get any continues. I was playing on no save, which was probably a mistake. But, you know, I guess I just like the challenge, because Sonic 1 and 2 are also no save. So there's that element to it. Again, I guess I just like the challenge. Except, of course, when I'm playing as Hypersonic. But unfortunately, I just wasn't up to the task at that point. And yeah, I don't think I tried the game for another couple months either. But I did actually, I think it was February 4th or 5th, just after the 20th anniversary, the next year, where I finally beat the game, and it was the early hours of the morning, and I was just like so elated, you know. It felt so good to have finally conquered the beast that is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. If there's one thing I can say about it, like, when you get to this point in the game, it does kind of feel exhausting, because it's been going on for so long. Like, longer than Sonic 1 and 2. I don't think I get that as much as other players. Like, I don't feel like, oh man, I kind of wish that this was over. But you can definitely feel that that this adventure was, you know, something that, by the standards of the time, was kind of a long one. And, you know, just something to think about, you know? Good stuff, good stuff. Though, that's something I can appreciate about the game, too, because it's not like Sonic 1 and 2 where you can beat it in 40 minutes to an hour, depending on your skill level. It's like something that, you know, it's kind of like a movie in a way when you consider the length of the game. So, again, just more interesting shit that I like. We're nearing the boss now, or at least one of the bosses. There are, like, I suppose 3 boss phases. It's not all the same boss, but, like, you know, it's one boss, and then the first phase of the second boss, and then the second phase of that boss. And then I suppose if you want to count, like, Robotnik just on his own in the Eggomatic, that's a 3rd boss. And then in fucking Doomsday Zone, you get 2 more bosses. So that's like 5 fucking bosses, just in the last bit of the game. But no, I just wanted to comment, like, about the run that I had. Very, very good times. And you know, all the other times that I had beaten the game before, I just didn't think that I would get to this point where I've, you know, accumulated this many points and gotten 77 lives, and that I would beat the game without dying a single time. I nearly did that on one of my streams. I went ahead and played the game, and like, I got to the second boss here in Death Egg Act 2, and then unfortunately on the second phase of that I died. So oof, goodness gracious, it was a bad time. Or, well, I wouldn't say it was a bad time. You know, I had fun streaming and everything like that, but beating the game at that point was kind of bittersweet because I was that close. So, like, when I was recording this, I was just kind of, I had that in my mind, or at least by a certain point. I'd say, like, when I beat Launch Base and still hadn't died yet, I was like, okay, this might be a thing. Usually when I play the game, I don't die until Flying Battery or after Flying Battery. Like, it's either Flying Battery or Sandopolis where I take my first death. So, to have gotten this far without falling to one of Eggman's traps or my own stupidity was something that I found particularly amazing, and man. Not to mention, this was a very relieving run, not just because I didn't die, but because I had so many recording attempts as well, like, including last year. I would say, like, in terms of attempting to record this game, it'd be like around 30. Even if it was just attempts that I abandoned in the first zone or the first or second zone, you know, still, it would be like 30. I don't know an exact number for that, but it's staggering. Because it's not like I'm a perfectionist or anything like that. You know, I don't like the thought of doing a no-hit run because I'm so terrible at video games. But you know, I just tried and failed so many times, so it was like the game was rewarding me for finally getting it right. And I'm very happy with my performance in here, and that's not something I can say about me and video games very often. So it's something to behold, at least to me personally. I don't expect that of my audience. You know, if you guys want to treasure this too, I mean, that's up to you. But this will go down as one of my best gaming memories, just beating this motherfucker right here without dying a single time. So here we are in the last zone. It's Doomsday. should you have the complete set of either the Chaos Emeralds or the Super Emeralds, you will gain access to this zone. So it's good ending exclusive. If you don't have any of the, or if you don't have either set of, God damn it, what am I trying to say? If you make it and you don't at least have all the Chaos Emeralds, everything will just end after Death Egg Act 2. You get the bad ending. You don't save the Master Emerald or Angel Island. It's just oof. I'll show the bad endings in the extra video, but fuck that shit. We got Hypersonic. So, basically what you're doing here in the first part is just trying to avoid the meteorites and the missiles. Like, the meteorites don't impede you too much, they just slow you down, like, ever so slightly. But the missiles will fuck you up because you can't use your directions on there. And generally, it's a good idea to try and make it out of the meteor section with 100 rings. At least that's what I try to do. If not, 90 is the ideal number. If it's anything less than 90, I do kind of get nervous. And then there's the first boss here where it's like shooting everything at you. Missiles and these little energy beams. Or I keep calling them beams. These little energy balls here. So you gotta watch out for those. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a terribly good job right now. The super transformation is completely automatic at the beginning, of course, and you use the directions to go forward or backward, and you can also tap any of the buttons to do a boost. Unless, of course, you have an XYZ controller, in which case they do nothing. But A, B, and C let you boost through and get some more rings. So now, I have plenty of rings to spare, so it's just a matter of bashing into this guy 8 times. Even if the 2 attacks that he'll throw at me, which are dependent on whether or not you're on the top or bottom of his body. If you're attacking from the top or bottom, I go for the middle because it's just less likely for those things to get me. But yeah, look at that, 832,010 points, 78 lives, and we have made it through Sonic 3 and Knuckles without dying a single time. Holy shit. I absolutely love this run. I kind of gushed about it for most of this part. But, hell yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm actually quite proud, again, of this run, and I was actually able to talk for the most part about relevant shit during this commentary, so during this part of the commentary, so that's also a good thing. I think I only strayed to talk about that bit in Skanktuary. Jesus. Talk about that bit of Sky Sanctuary there, but, good stuff. But now that we have saved the Master Emerald, Angel Island is rising up into the sky, and one last time in the Sonic run, we're going to see our newfound friend, Knuckles. He's going to see us off after we have delivered the Master Emerald back to its rightful place. Knuckles finally becomes a good guy. He's very thankful, presumably, because we just saved his home and whatnot. But yeah, 3 Knuckles, it's one hell of a ride, man. Again, you can kind of feel that, like, it feels long. By the end of the game, it can be slightly exhausting, but it's totally worth it to beat it, in my opinion. And all of the people here that you see in the credits did a hell of a job. Even if they did have to split the game into 2 because of time constraints and cartridge space limitations and everything like that. This was ambitious, and they did it, almost to the point of perfection. Like, I would give this game a 9 out of 10. It is extremely solid. Just the level design, the gimmicks, like all of the hidden extras. Like, when I was first playing this game, I knew barely any special stage locations. So it's always fun to go and find them, or see someone get one that you didn't know where it was. So, you know, just absolutely wonderful stuff. They did an absolutely incredible job during this game, during the development and everything. I'm I'm in love with it, man. Not romantically, of course, but it was such a good effort, and it definitely is my favorite of the classic or classic style games. There's really no competing with it. I don't think either, you know, I don't think any of the other games really come close to it in terms of my enjoyment. You know, Mania's one thing, Sonic 1 is another, 2 and CD, they're all really good games. But this one I think is the tippity-toppity of the classic style Sonic games that many came to know and love. And it's just been a wonderful time playing and commentating over this. I really don't have much more to say. So, you know, I just want to say one more time how much I love this game. It is a great fucking game. Please go play it if you haven't tried it out yet. And I can't recommend it enough. I have been Skull902. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you all during the Knuckles run.
What's this? Whoa! I think I'm gonna be sick. Well, the Master Emerald is safe and Angel Island has been restored to its proper state. This was a great adventure. Wish Tails had been here with me.
Sonic, I'm back. What happened to you?
New super form that'll only be in this game. You okay?
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go pass out now.
Tails?